No, it's the 18th of April. Yeah. I know what's going on. I can plug myself in to the world. This was 2 female choreographers placed together, double bill, split bill, I guess, at Dance Theater Workshop. Nice theater. I really enjoy that theater. Well, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there are like 2 to 5 places that show contemporary dance in New York. And so this one was just built a couple years ago, and it's got a lot of criticism because it was the audience is not mobile. The way that they structured the audience seating is that it's on concrete. So the stage is always going to be in the same place. It's not like a true black box theater where you can move the audience around and, play with it. It's very kind of proscenium, old school, but looking like a black box. For me, I actually really like the space. I think it's very beautiful, and I think that you can play with the space, and people already have. It was Julianne Peña and Michelle Ellsworth. Peña gives the audience a false choice by displaying 4 pictures of stately rooms and asking an audience member to choose which room we should enter. Peña quickly makes the choice for us, and we go on our hyper-symmetrical journey. This voyage highlights the video, sound, and lighting as the 2 dancers and choreographers, Katie Pyle and Rebecca Brooks, act as emotionless 1970s grandma bots. The dancers were just on either side of the large screen, and they were doing really robotic girlobot movements that had dancerly concepts. Old time, like that's Graham Obot is referring to Martha Graham, who was considered the mother of modern dance. And so she developed her own technique, welcoming but very plain expressions on their face. What was going on is that the movement did not dominate the piece. And the video sort of did not dominate the piece. And then there was the lighting that went into the audience and out of the audience. And so they had kind of all these elements in motion together. But I do say the sound in the piece did dominate, so that the world Peña created was not completely communist, creating a collective and equal elemental theatrical experience. It was democratic in the worst sense of the word. She created a world where we were able to laugh at the domination of the narrator's constructed reality, where the idea of choice was presented to us, but it wasn't the reality. In reality, for 25 minutes, she was our God. So that's kind of how it felt, She was kind of guiding us. TifferBap.org is filled with a humor that only surfaces when the performer can stay completely on task and sustain character, thus resulting in a juicy bite of irony that the container of the theater makes possible. Ellsworth was daring in her choices to construct a cult of one, create a website with a plethora of videos describing her solo religious belief system, and perform a lecture demonstration on the subject. It's a divorcee who creates a website and a religion. A number of key points in Ellsworth's presentation were pouring salt on the body for a dry baptism, mounting a saddle as the solo pew for worship, and object torture and object healing, a ceremony to be performed after a personal object has witnessed trauma. Ellsworth's The Institute for potential religious artifacts, beliefs, and procedures, or tifrabap.org, exists exclusively on the internet, and she makes it clear that the website is the house of worship. Perfect. The piece was exceptional, especially with her final statements. Am I wrong? Have I missed the boat? That's okay. This Colorado-based artist has sailed past many contemporaries and developed a verbal visual platform all her own. Then I make a little commentary. A dance? ? Of course it is. For many traditionalists, both Ellsworth and peña would appear to be more like theater or dance theater or video dance or some kind of definition that includes the word dance but cannot just sit still in the house of dance. I was educated with two principles. One of them is that dance cannot be defined. Oh my God, look at this hair! God, I flip back to myself and it's just, what is this? I look like some sort of demented death rocker or inmendham. He's only a few miles away. He could be my brother. I should go visit him. I should go to one of his, town hall meetings. That was really long, and I don't know that I got the points across very well. It might have been better to just talk about that one, but those two artists were really, really great. I like Ellsworth better, but I think it's just because she did this solo, very impressive work. I mean, it was really her energy was long, and the first piece was really simpler. So I guess I admired the commitment of the artist. I feel like, you know what? It's really funny how the smallest things can shift your view of a work. And one of the things that shifted my perception of this, the first piece, was when the choreographer, or she's not, and that's another thing that was kind of strange, is that peña is a video maker, not a choreographer. I think she has her undergraduate in dance, because she asked other people to choreograph, but she wasn't the choreographer. But she was being shown at this dance theater workshop. I don't know. I had a hard time wrapping my mind around that. I'm just questioning venue choices, and what affected some of my perception of the work and of the thought and of the commitment was when the creator came down to bow, and she just sort of did a really weird walked down, walked by, waved, and with her head down, and it was what was it? Pretentious. It was really pretentious. And that obviously really turns me off. I met someone who I thought their work was very pretentious, and they weren't. And then I see a work where it's it's okay, it's good. She's pushing something. She's working on this video and dance, and then I see her, and she seems super pretentious. Personality is a big part of how I view work, and I don't know. Is that shallow? I mean, should I be able to just look at work and forget who made it and try to just be absorbed in the work? I don't know. Bye.